How's it going, everyone? Wayne the Unknown here, and welcome to another episode of Cosplay Con Talk, where we basically discuss everything pertaining to the cosplay community and conventions. We are going to be doing another segment on Get to Know That Cosplayer, and tonight's featured guest is the Wig Unicorn.
Hello.
How are we doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing well. So, real quick question before we begin. Where did you come up with the name The Wig Unicorn?
Awesome question. This kind of was born out of how do I combine my love of, whimsy and fantasy and unicorns and my love of wigs and show my passion kind of in my business name. And so I was like, well, my wigs are really unique, and so I'm kind of a wig unicorn. And so that's kind of I just built off of that, and I still love it.
Very nice, nice. So, how long have you been cosplaying for?
I have been cosplaying um just over 3 years, almost four. Um, but I've had the soul of a cosplayer since I was born.
I think most people who like enjoy dressing up, will
Yes,
like to, you know, cosplay, and then once they heard that these cons were an actual thing, is like to them it's Halloween every day.
absolutely. I was always that kid growing up, Spirit Week at school, I was in costume every day, like every chance I got. So, yeah, so once I realized I can do that as a grown up too, it was all over. I
Very
was just gonna do it.
nice, nice, nice. So, um, what was your very first con?
My very first con was Rose City Comic Con in 2017. And
Nice.
I'm kind of a person that doesn't do anything halfway. So I went in full cosplay that I made. Like I sewed from scratch and in a wig that I had styled as Pinkie Pie, but with like a pirate crossover theme.
So like
So
like Captain Pinkie Pie or something like that.
yeah, I called her Pinkie Pirate.
Nice.
Thank you, thank
That's
you.
pretty whimsical and clever.
Thank you. I really like being able to do things that I can put my own like creative spin on. And so I was like, yeah, first con ever, might as well just do the entire thing, the whole experience from
Nice.
go. So it was great. It was
Um,
great.
how long did it take you to make that cosplay in style of the wig?
Oh, that cosplay probably took me, about a month, of working overtime, making all the pieces and because it was like a peasant shirt and a corset and big bustle skirts because I was like a pirate wench, type. So there was a lot of pieces to make. So that took time. Thank God for mothers because my mom, who taught me how to sew, helped me with the bustles.
Well,
Um,
that's pretty that was nice of your mother to do that for you.
yeah, she's kind of it's sweet. My mom's one of my best friends. And she's kind of been my right hand man when it comes to costumes for me my whole life. So it was nice to kind of have her pass the baton as I made the majority of this costume myself, and she just kind of supervised, which was really cool.
Nice. That was
Uh,
nice of her to do
yeah.
that. I mean, I think it's always good if you have that little extra help with your cosplays.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Um, just to have a teacher or a guide there.
Oh
Now
no,
now I'm all
wholeheartedly.
grown up. Huh?
I said wholeheartedly.
Yeah, now I'm all grown up and married, and I live in my own house, so she and I don't get to team up on projects as often anymore, but she still is my creative soundboard.
Well, hey, I think that's always good to have that little secondary input in everything.
Yeah, yeah, so helpful.
So, what was it like going to Rose City Comic Con for your first time?
um it was an incredible experience, honestly. It was like something woke up in me that day. I can't really describe what it meant to me to be able to walk through the convention, um, like the vending floor and everything, in full costume, and not have people looking at me like I was doing something weird or out of place, but to have people celebrate it with me, like, and it be excited about the thing I made with me instead of like kind of judging me low key for it. Like the liberation of being like, I am home, I'm amongst my people, they understand, and we are all into it. And it was a really, really validating experience for me. Just feeling really seen. Um, in my favorite way to be, just covered in pink and in costumes and wig, and just to be surrounded by a community that was like, yes, right on, we're into it, we love it, let's celebrate it. That was,
Nice.
yeah, it was a transformative experience a little bit.
Now your Pinkie Pie wig. Two questions. Where did you get the wig from, and how long did it take you to style?
Well, my very, very first Pinkie Pie wig from 2017, it was two of the same really crappy Amazon wig. I took one wig apart, so I took all the wefts off of the wig and sewed them onto the other wig base. So it was, I doubled the density of it. And then I roller set the entire wig with steam and teased it all up like drag level big. It was huge.
Like
That
like
wig.
like RuPaul drag wig type thing?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes.
Wow.
I love big hair. I love a big wig. Um, it's my happy place. So yeah, so that probably took me about a week because it was really a learning process for me as I went along. Also, hand sewing wefting into a wig is not the
That
fastest
that
process.
sounds like a long process.
Yeah, yeah. So, but my current Pinkie Pie wig, I've definitely learned a lot in the last several years since then. Um, and that took me. It still took me a few, several days because I have to roller set the whole thing and uh, tease it all up and get it all pretty and set all the waves. But it's definitely a faster process for me now.
So what is the roller thing? What is that like? You put it like the rollers into the wig?
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
it's like when you add curl. So with, human hair, you could put just like a curling iron, and you can do that with some synthetic wigs as well. But to get like a lot of like volume and a really good long lasting, more permanent curl in a synthetic wig, you want to set the rollers in the fiber by steaming them. So you're going to put your hair in rollers, and then you'll cover it in a plastic bag and steam the entire head with like a garment steamer, basically.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, it's a whole process because basically, um, it makes the curl in the acrylic fiber permanent, because when you heat the fiber with steam, it's going to contract around the curler, um, and basically reshape the the fiber itself. Um, so that once it's dry and you take the roller out, that's its new form. It has contracted into that ringlet, and so you've got a long lasting curl.
That's pretty crazy, just to say the
It's,
least.
yeah, it's fun. It always makes me, feel like a little bit of a mad scientist when I explain it.
I mean, I imagine there's like always some like I know with like certain synthetic wigs, like if Amazon for example, I've like seen the wigs on Amazon saying that it's heat resistant, but only like to a certain temperature.
hmm and yes, so there are definitely wigs that are heat resistant. But basically any synthetic wig you can steam, and it will behave the same. It's not going to melt it, um, because it's a different kind of heat. The wet heat is what it makes the fiber contract. So some wigs, yes, you can use hot tools on them to a certain temperature. Um, and some wigs, if you put a curling iron in that, it's just going to melt
Ew, don't want that.
immediately. We do not want it. We don't want it. So you definitely have to be able to know the difference.
No, of course.
Yeah.
Um, so what other cosplays have you done that required a lot of work, especially in the wig area?
Ooh, okay. Other cosplays that required a lot of wig work. Um, well, in 2019, my husband and I went to Rose City again um, as Peach, Princess Peach, and Bowser, and I made both costumes. I made his entire Bowser shell out of chicken wire and paper mache, and made that whole thing. And I made it hollow so it like fit his backpack inside it, so we could like carry around all of our like con snacks and water bottles and stuff secretly inside his shell. And
Wait, so you converted his shell into like that is I'm not gonna lie,
yeah,
that is pretty clever. I
thank
know
you.
I
It just
never
it
I've never seen I've seen Bowser cosplays before, but the fact that you converted the shell into a backpack that is pretty cool.
Thank you so much. I made it basically so it just straps around his backpack and that backpack sits inside. So, once it was snack time, he took his shell off and we grabbed the backpack out and, we put our,
That's
our little con goodies in there
that's
throughout the day.
that's really so. How long? So you said the shell was like hollow on the inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take you to make that? Because I know his shell has like the little white outer part, and then the color, and then the horns on it.
Yeah. Okay. So the shell itself took a couple of days of paper macheing. And then I painted that, and then dry brushed it so that you had that cool turtle shell effect. Um, and then the big white outer rim of the shell, I actually made out of felt and I stuffed it. So I made a big felt tube and stuffed it and then attached it around the shell. And for the spikes, I actually did the same thing where I created spikes out of felt, hollow um, spikes, and stuffed them and closed them. And then I glued them down onto the shell. So I
Nice.
had, yeah, it was the easier method for making the spikes because initially I was like, maybe I'll paper mache them, but I wasn't finding a method that looked good enough. And the spikes ended up working out really well because you can bump them and stuff, and it's not gonna break off, and it's because it's gonna be a little bit more, cushioned. It's a cushion, so
Oh,
it's gonna be able to move. So
nice.
that was really nice.
Now, did you paint any of the shell, or how did you go about that process?
Yeah, I painted the whole surface of the shell. I just used acrylic paints. Um, I went in, or actually, first I went in with a dark forest green spray paint, sprayed the shell, just like that base color, and then I went in with some lighter greens in acrylic paints, and kind of dry brushed on the hexagon shapes all over the surface of the shell, so you had that really turtle shelly look to it, and it gave it a lot more depth. So that
Nice.
was really, really fun to be able to just kind of explore different painting methods, for the first time and kind of figure out what looked good. And it was really fun.
Nice. Now, when it comes to making something like that big, and
Mhm.
like someone who's new to that kind of stuff wants to make something like that, what kind of advice would you want to give on that?
The internet is your friend, 100%. If you've never done paper mache before, if you're not sure, what kind of method is going to be the most helpful to you, look it up on YouTube, Google it, go on Pinterest. I mean, it there's no shame in reaching out for resources and help and learning as you go. So for sure, I would say do your research, and find out what method is going to be right for you and the product you want to make.
Nice. And have you and your husband done other cosplays together?
We have. I'm very fortunate. He's not uh he's not like the most like costumey like kind of person, but he loves me and he knows how much I enjoy that aspect of con. And so even though he would gladly go to a convention without a costume and just see, all of our favorite fandom things, he has acquiesced to my requests a couple of times. And so in 2018, which was my second ever Rose City, it was actually 2 weeks before our wedding. So it was like we had a lot to do. We were planning a wedding and we had just bought a house that we were remodeling and life was really crazy. So we did a really low key cosplay that year. We went as a hipster Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it was really fun.
So
So I
like
dressed
a
up as
modern day Beauty and the Beast, basically.
pretty much. So like I went in like denim overall shorts with like a peasanty top underneath and a bell wig with like a hipster top knot bun instead of like her ball gown bun. And we both wear glasses, so that worked. We have big, dark framed glasses. So those worked very well for the costume. And he has a t-shirt with a picture of the Disney Beast on it that says #Beast. So
Nice.
yeah, so he wore that shirt, and then I made him like a beanie that looked like the Beast's horns and ears and stuff, and like that was it. That's all we did. But it was effective and it was really cute, and it was something that we could do that was way less stress and way more low key because we, had a million other things that we were planning at that time and, getting the wedding ready and stuff. So,
Plus, it's something casual too, and not like super over the top too, I imagine.
right, exactly. It was casual. We were comfortable all day long, and it just got to be just kind of a free flowing kind of day, which was really nice. We needed that in the lead up to our wedding.
So, and this is one I always ask every cosplayer. Have you ever had any mishaps, like something ripped, torn, just something didn't go your way? Or in your case, did you ever have like a wig fall off while going to a con or entering a contest or anything like that?
Oh my goodness. I've never, and I'm very proud of this, I've never had a wig fall off. Um, I have a very strong background in wigs in theater. And so one of the first things you've got to learn is how to get those things on there because those wigs are going to go out on dancers who are jumping and spinning and, um, doing all the things. So you learn pretty quickly the best methods for securing a wig. So I'm very, very happy to say I've never had that happen. But yeah, I think I always go to a convention with the thought in the back of my mind of, okay, something's probably gonna rip or something's not gonna, something might break in a prop or whatever. So I kind of always bring like a little go bag with me, a little crafting kit where I've got, like safety pins and, tape and different tools at my disposal in case we have something go wrong. Just because every time I debut a new cosplay, it is a trial for that cosplay. And so it's like, okay, if a piece is going to fail, what can I have on hand that would help with that potential problem?
Right. No, I think there's like I think one of the best things too, because a few other cosplayers have mentioned it when they've had stuff that happen. They recommended always having a friend come with them who has like a mini sewing kit on hand,
Hmm.
or a cosplay repair station if the con has it.
Yeah. Always, yeah. Carry a needle and thread. If you know how to hand sew, keep that with you. 100% recommend. And that's kind of my husband is the one that gets to carry those things for me. Like, hence why the Bowser shell had to have backpack access. I needed the storage space.
I still think that's really clever that you hollowed out a Bowser shell to fit over your husband's backpack and everything. I really that's really clever. And if you have a photo of that, it's definitely something we could show in the video.
Oh, thank you so much. I'd love to. Yeah, I'll get you some pictures of it. It was such a fun process. That's the only cosplay I've gotten my husband to actually wear a wig for. So that was really cool.
Mind going a little bit more about his Bowser cosplay in general, aside from the shell?
Yeah, absolutely. So we went as Princess Peach and Bowser, and for his hair, I actually styled a red wig into like that really big sculptural swoop of a mohawk that
Oh,
Bowser has.
yep.
So I did like swoop spikes in his wig, and I was like really proud. It's my first like sculptural wig I've ever done like that. And I've only learned so much more since then, but I was really proud of it, and I sewed horns onto the wig. Um, so he had big Bowser horns and this awesome, like, screen accurate mohawk that looked like Bowser.
Nice.
Yes, I was very, very excited about it. And basically, we were able to make the rest of the costume really casual and comfortable for him. He just wore tan, like khakis. Um, and we got him at a thrift store. We got him like that yellow color that Bowser's, skin is. We got him a sweatshirt, a hoodless one that it was that color, like a kind of like a yoga tracksuit type
Oh,
material.
nice.
So it wasn't very heavy. So it was really lightweight, and we attached, the armbands and spikes and stuff to the sweatshirt. And I sewed basically like a chest plate, that so that it looked like he had that ribbed
Right.
stomach piece like
Yeah.
Bowser does. And I made that so that that piece kind of flaps. It's attached to the sweatshirt at the base, at the waist. And I made it so that the pieces that go up to his shoulder actually were detachable so that they could come up and cover the backpack straps on his shoulders.
Oh,
So you
nice.
didn't, yeah, so it disguised them. So you couldn't really see the straps at all. So the illusion remained intact, of like the shell is really part of it, the whole thing. So it was good.
That's
It was
really
really fun.
clever. Really, I mean,
Yeah. Thank you.
I have to commend you for like being able to pull discipline like that. And I imagine the shell itself was pretty lightweight too.
Yes, it was, because of the hollow element. The one thing that really added to the weight was the big white tube around it, that bumper,
Mm-hmm.
because it was fabric and stuffed. So that is one thing that did add to the weight, but it was overall, it's a really light piece.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah.
So, we got like about 8 more minutes. Do you have like any future cosplays you wanted to bring to cons once COVID is over and done with, and people get the okay to go to like to Komori Con and Rose City and stuff like that again?
Oh yeah. What aren't I planning? Um, I definitely have several Padme ideas in mind. I'm a huge, huge Star Wars fan.
I remember you were saying that during the wig and makeup styling panel.
Yes, yeah. So I love Star Wars, especially Princess Leia and Padme. They're my queens. I love them forever. I've done Princess Leia in her classic New Hope buns. Um, I'd like to revisit that, and but I'd also really like to do some more Leia looks. But I really, really can't wait to do a Padme look. Um, Ryan Starr, actually, she is going to help me make um, the throne room Queen Amidala like
Oh, from
red
Phantom Menace
gown.
with the that's gonna
Mhm.
just the hair itself is like that weird curved fin type
Yes,
with a crown and the makeup. I think on the dress. Oh wow,
yes,
because I remember she even has
yeah.
that neck thing too.
It's gonna be really intense. But it's something I've wanted to do for years.
Oh, I
Just
mean,
just to play with the hair alone is like a dream come true for
I
me.
highly commend that. And then I also know there is her other outfit she wears when they're taking back Theet Palace, and she's wearing the brown one.
Hmm.
I,
Yes. So I actually am planning out, and I've done one photo shoot for this, but I'm planning out kind of a series of um, like casual modern day Padme looks. So
ooh, that'd be pretty cool to see.
thank you. Yeah, it's I'm really excited. I did like a translation of her picnic dress, which is that yellow dress from Attack of the Clones
Yeah,
that she wears with the floral all up her corset. And I actually found a yellow tank top romper that was yellow with a floral print all over it. And
okay,
so
so basically, like you said, classic, I mean, modern takes on her outfits from the movies.
exactly. And so I've got
Nice.
yeah, I am loving it. I've got several that are in the process of being put together, but I'm planning on doing one of her nightgown looks. I'm planning on doing the Battle of Naboo battle outfit. So that burgundy outfit were talking about, the maroon um, velvet outfit. I
Mm-hmm.
am working on a very much more modern version of that from some thrifted clothes and putting a wig together. I'm really, really excited about it.
Nice. Now, I remember, I believe last year, you, Ryan Star Cosplay, and Brit Cosplays did a Grogu Christmas photo shoot of Rey, Leia, and Padme, if I'm not mistaken.
We sure did that. And that was so much fun. We just wanted to do like, baby's Christmas with all his space aunties, basically. Um,
It looks like you guys had a lot of fun doing that. Where did you guys get like the casual like Christmas sweaters and everything for that shoot?
um, yeah, I think we all got them from different places. I got mine from a secondhand shop on Etsy. And I think at Brit Cosplays, she got hers at Kohl's, and Ryan found hers, I think, on Amazon.
Nice.
So yeah, we like to be thrifty in this house.
I know
We love it.
I think that's like the best thing, honestly, is thrift stores. Because as other cosplayers have said, thrift stores are probably your best friend.
Absolutely, absolutely, your best friend. Um, you do not have to have a big budget to be a cosplayer. That's you can just thrift a piece and you're still representing, the character you love, and you're still part of the process, even if you don't sew or anything like that. So 100% thrift it if you need to. Do it.
Exactly. So we got about 2 minutes here to go. Any tips and advice you like to give to first time cosplayers or first time commissioners, stuff like that?
Yeah. Um, to be a first time cosplayer, um, don't be afraid to reach out for help, and don't listen. Don't let people gatekeep you. Um, if you didn't, and I touched on this a little bit in the makeup and wig panel, but don't let people tell you that because you didn't make all your costume, it isn't valid. 100% join in at your comfort level and use every cosplay you make or put together. Let that be a learning experience for you that will only build on your knowledge as you go, because that's what I've done for my whole wig styling career, that I've, over the past decade, have just accumulated bits of knowledge as I go. And if I have something that doesn't work, I learn from that and I take it going forward and figure out a better method. Use every cosplay you create as a way to learn and grow for your next one.
Oh,
It's
most
yeah,
definitely.
it's a process. Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's some pretty good advice for for those out there for sure who are just starting out. And it seems like you've definitely gone through a lot of trial and error to get where you are today, especially with having your own Etsy shop.
Yes, absolutely. It's been learning on the job for as long as I can, um and I'm very fortunate to have found very smart and helpful people along the way. And it's just learning as you go. Learn from mistakes, learn from successes, and build on it.
Oh,
Absolutely.
oh, definitely. Well, that should wrap it up. Again, JL, I think I pronounced your name right,
Yes.
aka the Wig Unicorn. Thank you for coming on to do a cosplay con talk, get to know that cosplayer interview.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been my pleasure. This has been great.
You're most welcome. Again, everyone, thank you for listening. This is Wayne the Unknown here. Until next time, thank you for watching.